Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping like it's New Year's Eve. Boys, James IV, that's Roman numeral 4 off the top with the intro. What up, K-Sap, no cap, that's the big bro. You know the ladies hold it down for the team. We be the hottest on this YouTube screens. We got sports, media, news, that round table talk. Them other parts ain't got the same sauce. Nah, hit us in the chat, but no haters allowed. Send you to the block party, what you gotta say now? We on live, hit us up and subscribe. If you like it to share, show love instead of staring. Man behind the mic, numbers don't lie. Send me a super chat to all that may apply. Ain't no party like an SPD party. Let's get the show started, pull up, everybody. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. You must love us cause you can't stop watching.
Yes, yes, yes. You know who it is. It's your favorite host, the man behind the mic of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, K-Sap. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's been a minute, guys. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute that I came on live to talk to you guys. I know majority of y'all been watching the videos I've been dropping, but I do want to give a shout out to all the people that reached out to me, asking me where I was and all the support that I have. I was on vacation. I had to get out of the country for a minute, man. It was my wife's birthday. Took her out to Cancun. So I took a week off, but now I'm back. We got a lot of things we got to talk about. I hope everybody has enjoyed all the videos I've dropped since I've been back. I'm trying to catch up on some things. I might be late getting to some things, but I know y'all want to hear my perspective and hear my opinion on certain things, man. So this is my first live I've done in probably over a month. And I'm glad that, you know, some of y'all still around to participate in these lives. So I appreciate all the love and support. But it's a few things I just wanted to come in tonight, speak to y'all on this Thursday evening. It's crazy that we got these ex-NFL quarterbacks that their NFL career didn't pan out. And you want to say crazy things about future quarterbacks in this league, such as Shedeur Sanders. And it seems like the hate is still around for Shedeur Sanders. And everybody wants to talk about Shedeur Sanders, but they don't want to talk about any other quarterbacks. Everybody else is just off limits. I guess Shedeur Sanders is the only quarterback that you can talk about in ridicule. And then when people stand up for Shedeur, we got to be Shedeurians. We got to be people that they say we in a cult with Shedeur. We the Shedeur cult. But we only call a spade a spade. And I've always said that receipts are out there, and I keep receipts, and I'm going to keep on stacking these receipts because we did this through the course of the season last year when everybody was saying all the bad things about Shedeur, and then all of a sudden Shedeur started coming on when he was announced the starter. Everybody wanted to sing a different tune, but we can't let him have that. We can't let him have it both ways. So what I'm trying to say is, man, you got ex-NFL quarterback Tim Hasselbach, not Matt Hasselbach, but Tim Hasselbach. Tim is the younger brother of Matt Hasselbach. Matt Hasselbach had a good career in the NFL. He played 18 years. He was a Pro Bowler. Tim Hasselbach was a backup quarterback for 4 years. Started off with the Arizona Cardinals. Then he played for the New York Giants. And then he played for the Washington Redskins back in the days. And you give him a microphone and ESPN, you hire him as an NFL analyst, and he says the things that he says about Shedeur Sanders, like, I just don't understand. I can respect everybody's opinion, but his opinion was a hatred opinion. And I just don't agree with what his statement was when he said about Shedeur Sanders. Now, for those that haven't heard about what he said, I'm going to play exactly what he said. And then we got the longtime Cleveland Browns insider, Tony Rizzo. It didn't set well with him. So let's take a listen to what Matt Hasselbach had to say. Tim Hasselbach, what he had to say about Shedeur Sanders in his statement. And you guys let me know what y'all feel about what he said. Is this his opinion, or is this just another person hating on Shedeur Sanders? But before we get off into that, shout out to Michelle in the dark with a smile. Appreciate the $2 super chat. She says, welcome back, KSAP. I do appreciate your love and support. Always supporting me, always showing up and showing out, always coming into the lives, being an excellent moderator and doing your thing. So let's go ahead and take a listen to what Tim Hasselbach had to say.
They be building around that notion as they go into their offseason?
No, and they won't. And I mean, that's just the reality of it. He'll be on the roster because he's, on a rookie contract, or at least he'll be in the training camp roster. He's on a rookie contract from a year ago, much like Dillon Gabriel.
Now, did y'all hear what Tim Hasselbach started off and said? He will be on the roster. He has no choice but to be on the roster, but they don't want him on the roster. That's basically what he's saying.
Those guys, I would think, would add, the Browns would add, somebody with starter experience to compete, because there's just no way with just, probably what the evaluation has been of Shedeur, as a player in the pros now, as well as how he came into the league, that they would give him the opportunity to, quite frankly, I don't think he would even enter training camp as the second guy, on the.
Now, do you hear what he said? He said he don't even think he would enter the training camp as the second guy. So who's going to be your second guy? You still got high hopes for Dillon Gabriel? All you got is Dillon Gabriel, Deshaun Watson, and Shedeur Sanders. So come on, Tim Hasselbach.
Roster. So I don't think that's how they'll operate. It's hard to become a head coach in the NFL. And if you do, you got to try to win with a quarterback, and most guys, including Todd Monken, aren't going to try to do it with somebody like Shedeur.
Not convinced Shedeur Sanders has a starting quarterback job in his future, whether it's in Cleveland or anywhere.
No, it's how I felt about him coming out of college. I think that there are things he does at the position extremely well that you need to be able to do well to play in the National Football League. I actually think, that's the good side of it. I think the bad side of it for him, I just think physically there are limitations that he has as a player that don't know that anyone is building around that. Could he?
What type of limitations are you talking about, Hasselbach? What type of limitations are you talking about, man? Like, I would rather for people just to come out and say, hey, I don't care too much for Shedeur Sanders, and this is my opinion. And then I could side with you because you're letting it be known that you do not like said individual. That's the problem.
End up, playing in the league for 10 years, in some role as a backup, and then maybe get an opportunity to play. Sure, he could. But I don't think that anybody, listen, there isn't a single team of the 32 that would look at him right now and be like, yep, I want to build around that guy. It's not, I'm not saying that to be demeaning or mean. That is the reality of who he actually is as a player and how he is viewed, quite frankly, consensusly around the league.
Now, do y'all hear that bullshit take that Tim Hasselbach just stated? Let me tell you a little bit about Tim Hasselbach. Out of the 4 years that he played in the NFL, this cat only threw for 1,017 yards. He had 5 TDs and 7 interceptions in a 4-year span. In a 4-year span, guys, he threw for 1,000 yards, 5 TDs, 7 interceptions in a 4-year span. He was relegated to be a backup quarterback for 3 teams: the Arizona Cardinals, the New York Giants, and the Washington Redskins. And you have this guy giving a take that he gave on Shedeur Sanders. Like, these people just don't want to see Shedeur Sanders succeed. And the funny thing about this all comes after the notion of what Todd Monken had to say in his introductory press conference. He didn't come out and basically say Shedeur Sanders is the guy moving forward. But he did say Shedeur Sanders is the guy moving forward if you just pay attention to what he was saying in his introductory press conference. And we can't make that stuff up, because one thing about Todd Monken is he came out and stated everything that he led off with was Shedeur Sanders' name. He's not afraid to say Shedeur Sanders' name. And then when he talked about the other quarterbacks, he said he likes what he has in the quarterback room with the other quarterbacks. He didn't mention no names, but he has mentioned Shedeur Sanders in his introductory press conference more than what Kevin Stefanski did all last year. And then the crazy thing about it is, if you look at it, the questions was being asked to Todd Monken, and he was talking about quarterback traits. He was talking about the it factor. He was talking about what the team would rally behind. All the traits that Todd Monken explained was basically explaining what Shedeur Sanders brings to the table. So in a sense, Todd Monken was telling people that Shedeur Sanders is the guy. But he just didn't want to come out and say, okay, Shedeur Sanders is our quarterback moving forward. He did the right thing. And then Shedeur Sanders at the Pro Bowl had to sit down with the young lady, and he answered the question perfectly when she asked him about what Todd Monken said about it's not going to be handed to him. But then you have people that want to say all this stuff, because if you look at Todd Monken, the interaction that Todd Monken and Shedeur had in that brief moment when he came in, he said, oh, man, we tried to draft you last year. And Shedeur said, perfect timing. And Todd Monken was the OC for the Baltimore Ravens that tried to draft Shedeur last year. You know, the reports came out midway through the season that the Baltimore Ravens was trying to draft Shedeur Sanders, but he turned it down because he didn't want to sit behind Lamar Jackson. And then if you go really look at it, when Shedeur Sanders was in high school, Todd Monken was the offensive coordinator at the University of Georgia Georgia was trying to recruit Shedeur Sanders. So let's make it make sense. But then let's take it a step further because Rizzo, you know, our buddy Tony Rizzo, he didn't pull no punches. He's been 10 toes down about Shedeur, wanting to see Shedeur get an opportunity. And this is what Tony Rizzo had to say in response to Tim Hasselbach.
Cage match at the Akron Armory. Loser leaves town. Me against Tim Hasselbach. Let's go. Let's go, bro. You get your ass to Cleveland, Hasselbach. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. I'm a 65-year-old man. Grown-ass man. And I want your ass. What prompted him to say this about Shedeur?
Physically, there are limitations that he has as a player that don't know that anyone is building around that. Could he end up, playing in the league for 10 years, in some role as a backup and then maybe get an opportunity to play? Sure, he could. But I don't think that anybody, listen, there isn't a single team of the 32 that would look at him right now and be like, yep, I want to build around that guy. It's not, I'm not saying that to be demeaning or mean.
Well, you are.
That is the reality of who he actually is as a player and how he is viewed, quite frankly, consensusly around the league.
Let's go, dude. Look at me. Look, brother, I'm going to kick your ass, Hasselbach.
Rizzo want to fight.
What? Why do that? Why? Okay, for those of you who say to me, you don't know Sanders is going to be good, I could say right back to you, you don't know he's going to be bad either. We don't know. The kid didn't. Don't judge Shedeur by what you saw this year. Am I wrong in saying that?
Not wrong.
That's terrible. Now, who knows? He might be a career backup. I don't think so. But you can't make that assessment now after what he went through this year, which was total. He was a throw-in. He was like he's like he got invited to big league camp.
See, that's one thing about Tony Rizzo. Tony Rizzo been 10 toes down. And this is what I say, man. You give anybody a microphone, they going to say anything. And it's just crazy. See, this is what's happening, guys. Just follow me here. This is what's happening. A lot of people in the Cleveland media, they upset that Todd Monken is the new Browns head coach because everybody was vouching for Jim Schwartz. Now, if you guys go back and listen to the introductory press conference with Todd Monken and the things he said about Jim Schwartz, it rubbed some people the wrong way. Now that Todd Monken is standing 10 toes down because he eviscerated Mary Kay Cabot the other day in the introductory press conference when she wanted to jump out there off the porch and ask him straight up about is Shedeur going to be your quarterback one going into there, and he answered that and handled that correctly. And then Shedeur Sanders piggybacked off that, so they made her look bad. They embarrassed her. So, he's set back and he's studied what, Mary Kay Cabot brings to the table. I'm just waiting for him to get off in Tony Grossi's ass too. And also Jason Lloyd and Anthony Lima and big old Buttercup that's on UCSS with G. Bush. Bull. I'm just waiting for all of them to have it because they don't like this hiring. They wanted Jim Schwartz. They wanted somebody that was already in the organization, but Todd Monken, he's been in the Cleveland Browns organization. So the thing about it is now you got all these haters coming out in full drove now. Like there's nothing nice being said because your head coach is the one that's, really wanted Shedeur from the start, really wanted to coach Shedeur from the start. So now you got all these haters coming out saying these different things, such as these ex-quarterbacks Now you heard what Dan Orlowski said early in the season about Shedeur Sanders not being a NFL quarterback, that Dylan Gabriel's tape looks better than Shedeur Sanders. And now Dan Orlowski got a backpedal, because the other day Dan Orlowski just uttered out of his mouth after Shedeur Sanders was announced to the Pro Bowl. He uttered out of his mouth that Shedeur Sanders is the best option to run Todd Monken's offense. Now, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Now, all of a sudden, you got Tim Hasselbach, a 4-year guy in the NFL that had no starters minutes, was a backup, threw for 1,000 yards, 5 TDs, and 7 interceptions in a 4-year career, talking crazy stuff about a young quarterback that's going into his 2nd year in the league. And you're coming from a place of hate. That's not an opinion. That statement that you said was straight out asinine. And that's why people on the internet are crucifying you right now. That's why there's all kinds of videos circulating out about what you said. And I don't care what people say when they come in the comment section of these videos and talking about, oh, y'all just glazing on Shedeur Sanders. No, we're not glazing on Shedeur Sanders. We just calling out people for their stupid and clown takes. Don't nobody go back and forth with Tony Rizzo when he's standing 10 toes down. So don't come in my house trying to crucify me because I'm calling a spade a spade. It's not going to work that way. Appreciate your comments, though, but it's not going to work that way. We call that hating from the sidelines. Y'all come in, drop a comment, you put your hate comments out there. We see them. I see everybody in the comments section, #salute. But this is crazy. Like, I can't even believe that ESPN would even roll that footage and put that out there for the world to see. Because, guys, this is the offseason going into the Super Bowl this weekend, and they still hating on Shedeur Sanders instead of talking about what's going to happen in the Super Bowl between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. There's other storylines that they could be covering. How Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick got snubbed in the Hall of Fame voting. Shout out to my man, Salmore Fudd. He's been a member for 3 months, man. I appreciate that. A happy birthday to Todd Monken. Todd Monken was a great hire. Todd Monken was a great hire. And that's all I'm saying. Is like a lot of people don't understand the magnitude of what this hire is going to do for the organization of the Cleveland Browns, man. And just like Tony Rizzo said, give Shedeur a chance, man. And we've been saying it all along. Just build around Shedeur Sanders. Now, do y'all think that at this current junction, do you think that Todd Monken is going to go into the war room and tell the people that we need to draft a quarterback? We're going to move our assets to get a quarterback? Hell no. What Todd Monken is going to do, he's going to get the right pieces to build around Shedeur. Because the simple fact of the matter is that Shedeur Sanders is your best option that you have in that quarterback room. When he was talking about the it factor, when he was talking about the lead this team, command and respect the players, that all was describing what Shedeur Sanders does. All the players love Shedeur Sanders. He has that it factor. He can lead them down the field. We saw what Dylan Gabriel was capable of doing when he was the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, and that was nothing. That was nothing. But see, a lot of people just miss everything and just listen to some of these players because they ex-NFL players, and y'all just want to ride with their opinion. And y'all be like, oh, no, Hasselbach made a great point. Why did he make a great point? Is it because he played in the NFL? Hell no. I have more knowledge than Tim Hasselbach. He has to do his homework. Tim Hasselbach did not do his homework before he uttered them words. That's why he's getting crucified in these YouTube streets because of stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. Like these people, they can't be trusted. And you know, I listened to Todd Monken's whole listen to what Shedeur said.
Yeah.
You have?
Coach Monken's, he's real cool.
Tell me about that.
It was cool. We had a brief interaction, honestly. But I know the fact that I have this mindset that I'm in and this mind frame that I'm in, I'm able to handle pretty much anything, you know. So I'm just thankful to be here. You know, I'm thankful to have Coach Monken and being able to connect with him and get his perspective of ball and see how he sees the game. So I want to do everything I want to do the same, but I want to take it a little deeper. I want to go with more depth.
He reportedly said this morning that your role is to be determined.
Say that one more time.
Todd Monken said this morning that your role is to TBD, to be determined.
You see what the interviewer tried to ask Shedeur, tried to put him in a pickle, but Shedeur Sanders came back and responded absolutely wonderful. I've already stated Tim Hasselbach's stats. In 4 years, he only threw for 1,017 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. But this is what I want people to understand. Shedeur Sanders, these interviews that Shedeur Sanders has been conducting, these are the same people that said that Shedeur Sanders needed media training, that he couldn't conduct himself in interviews, and he couldn't conduct himself in post-game press conferences. But he's shown everybody that he has the capability of handling everything with a grain of salt. Let's continue to listen.
Mm-hmm.
What's your reaction to that? What does that mean to you when you hear that?
I mean, that's what's expected. You know, that's what's expected. I think each and every day I have to prove to everybody and to myself also. So it's kind of like having goals and accomplishing those goals, whether it's small goals, and the small goals will end up to long-term success. So it's kind of like just hit your landmarks on what you need to do. Focus more in depth on everything on what you want to, and just be in control of your life and what you can't control.
Beautiful.
Now you hear how he responded to that? And we won't even get off into Damon Woody. We won't even get off into Damon Woody. I got a whole video dropping tomorrow about Damon Woody, how he just sat there and let Tim Hasselbach say the things that he said. And basically, Damon Woody piggybacked off to some of the things that he said. The only one that really kept it real was Jeff Saturday. So we don't even want to talk about that right now. We don't even want to get distracted. We don't want them. This is what they do.
They only here to cause confusion.
They only here to cause confusion, but we're not going to let that happen. Now, I want y'all to listen to what Todd Monken said.
What are the traits that you feel like are critical?
Listen to the traits.
Successful quarterback, regardless of level.
Well, I'm just going to start with personality traits. I mean, when you talk about who's going to lead this team, who has the it factor, who has those characteristics that the team wants to follow and believes in them because the ball's in their hand every down. This game's going to come down to 2-minute situations, 4-minute situations where you've got to be able to execute at a high level. And we're just talking about some of the characteristics that you're looking for, let alone some of the physical traits that we'll get a chance to talk about later.
Now, do you hear what Todd Monken said? All the traits that he listed, he was explaining and describing Shedeur Sanders. The people that The people that the guy believes in. They believe in Shedeur Sanders, the person that's going to lead the team, the person that is going to be able to do the things that the team wants them to do. Basically, Todd Monken was describing Shedeur Sanders. Now let's take a listen in depth of what Todd Monken was saying when Mary Kay Cabot tried to jump off the porch and ask this question. Take a listen.
Hi, Todd. Welcome back. Mary Kay Cabot, Cleveland.com, Cleveland Plain Dealer. Well, I guess I'll start right off the bat with the question probably everybody wants to know. Will you head into this offseason with Shedeur Sanders as your QB1? And if not, what is your approach to the whole quarterback situation as you move into your new job?
Well, I think like any position on the team, that's still to be determined. Am I excited about Shedeur? Am I excited about all the quarterbacks in the room? Am I excited to coach this football team? Absolutely. I can't wait for them to get back and for us to get started.
Now, listen, guys. Do you hear how Todd Monken replied to Mary Kay? He led off with Shedeur Sanders' name. Last year, we couldn't even get that. We couldn't even get that. We couldn't even get that. But Todd Monken has repeatedly said Shedeur's name. And the reason why I think this Todd Monken hire was a success for the Cleveland Browns is because he knows what he has in Shedeur Sanders. He's watched Shedeur Sanders grow up from the high school level on. He was recruiting him out of high school to come to Georgia when he was the quarterback's coach and the offensive coordinator for Georgia. He's a system guy. And Shedeur Sanders is better suited to run Todd Monken's system. You go back and look at Stetson Bennett. He was not a great quarterback. He played in the system. He got 2 national championships. He got 2 national championships. Then he comes to Baltimore. He elevates the play of Lamar Jackson. I don't care. Y'all can say what y'all want to say that he didn't elevate the play of Lamar Jackson, but he did. They told Lamar Jackson when he got drafted, before he got drafted, you're not an NFL quarterback. You need to play on special teams or you need to be a receiver. What did Lamar Jackson come out there do? Start slicing and dicing cats when he was throwing the ball. Man, you can say what you want. You can say that he didn't elevate Lamar's play. He did. He had a hand in helping develop Lamar Jackson. Y'all got to stop with that. Y'all got to stop with that. Lamar Jackson's mechanics as an NFL quarterback grew over the years when Todd Monken was there. Y'all have to stop that. Y'all have to stop that. That's y'all's opinion. I have my opinion, and y'all have y'all's opinion. We can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree. But the Todd Monken hire, I think, was a great fit for the Cleveland Browns. And all the haters out there, y'all just have to eat it. Because what it has done, it has quieted the Cleveland media naysayers down. Man, see, it's spiritual. It's not about black or white, man. We're not going to do that. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I respect your opinion. And I respect it. I'm not going to rebuke your opinion. I respect it. But at the same time, it is what it is. But I just see in this sense that the Todd Monken hire has quieted a lot of Cleveland media critics. it quieted a lot of Cleveland critics, because now anything that's tied to Shedeur's name, they're going to try to pick apart. They even tried to pick the Pro Bowl selection apart. It wasn't the fact that coaches voted Shedeur to be a replacement in the Pro Bowl. It was the NFL that reached out to Shedeur Sanders and brought him in. And you can say that, okay, they using Shedeur and all that. Hey, it's all fine and dandy. But Shedeur Sanders got in the Pro Bowl, and he did some exciting things in that flag football game that gave him the confidence that say he can compete on this level and he can dominate. That's all I'm saying. But you got your conspiracy theorists out there that want to say what they want to say. But it's all fine and dandy. That's what the haters do, Trill City. That interception really, the ball just bounced off off the arm, and dude picked it off and went for a touchdown. So it is what it is, man. Shedeur he took over the Pro Bowl. Like, his whole demeanor, his charisma, and all that, it stood out. It stood out. It's just one thing that Shedeur Sanders has always did. He's brought light into the room, man. He makes light of every situation, man. And he spreads the love. And see, that's what bothers a lot of these ex-NFL players. Even the interview that Emmitt Smith had today, standing 10 toes down. But it's crazy that people have to go to bat for Shedeur Sanders every day, because there's always somebody out there with the hate in their heart saying crazy stuff like this. Why do y'all think Tony Rizzo on his ESPN radio show today was so animated from what Tim Hasselbach said? It got to a point where he was serious. He threatened Tim Hasselbach. Like, I see you, it's on site. We can go to the YMCA. I'm a 68-year-old man, and I'll put hands on you. I'll put hands on you. Like, it's made Rizzo so upset to the point that it's beyond your opinion now. It's some underlining stuff behind it. But you don't have to worry about that, because this is the off season. And when they give us stuff to talk about, I'm still going to bring it to you. Our show must go on, regardless if people want to hear it or not. We're going to talk about it, because some of this stuff you can't let slide. But I catch it all. Like, I see it. People send me videos. People send me articles. They be like, K-Sap, you need to check this out. What's your opinion on this? You need to talk about this. And this is what I do. Nah, hey, Trill City. They're not gonna break me. Because I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. Y'all can call me what y'all want to call me. People can come in the comment section on the videos talking about, all you glazing Shedeur too much and all that. Now, we just giving y'all what y'all want and what y'all need. You can't deteriorate me from standing 10 toes down, supporting somebody that I know can get the job done. So I want to ask you guys a question. All that talk about Dillon Gabriel early in the season, we ain't heard from Dillon ever since he had a concussion. We ain't heard from Dillon Gabriel at all since he had a concussion. They ain't said Dillon Gabriel's name since he had a concussion. Well, I mean, that's they haven't said Dillon Gabriel's name. He's an afterthought. Now there's reports out of there that Kevin Stefanski is so pissed off that he brought Tommy Reese and everybody over to Atlanta. Now there's some rumors talking about they can potentially trade for Dylan Gabriel and bring him in to Atlanta to start the season off before Michael Penix gets healthy to come back and play. Because he knows Tommy Reese's and Kevin Stefanski's system. And that further lets you know that Kevin Stefanski was a Dylan Gabriel guy. That further lets you know that when we talked about the sabotaging of Shedeur Sanders, that's a real thing. That is a real thing, guys. And people in Atlanta, they are upset with the hire of Kevin Stefanski. And it's crazy and it's diabolical that Kevin Stefanski goes to a team, the Atlanta Falcons, an organization that they had one of the coach's sons prank Shedeur during draft night. Think about that, guys. Y'all can say we could conspiracy theory people all you want. But stuff just starts, like I always tell people, what don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. It's kind of crazy that the Atlanta Falcons was an organization, one of the coaching staff members' son played a part in that prank phone call of Shedeur Sanders on draft night. And now Kevin Stefanski is the head coach. That's crazy. And see, if you guys think about it, is Kevin Stefanski went to the Atlanta Falcons. Tommy Reese was the offensive coordinator for your Cleveland Browns. Kevin Stefanski gets him over there. Now the rumors are swirling because of the fact that Michael Penix is recovering from the ACL injury. And now it's a potential rumors out there of getting Dylan Gabriel to start the season off for the Atlanta Falcons, to run that offense until Penix gets healthy, because he knows Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Reese's system. Brian Flores does have a job. He's still our defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. We just gave him the money. So what I'm trying to say is everything that we talked about last year when y'all's boy Dan Orlowski, another ex-quarterback that played in NFL, that wasn't successful, that tried to undermine Shedeur Sanders and put Dylan Gabriel ahead of him. Now he is standing and retreating back because of the fact that he said that Shedeur Sanders is the best option to run Todd Monken's offense. And because if you look at it, when you talk about the it factor, Shedeur Sanders has that it factor. Deshaun Watson's don't have that it factor no more. He don't have that it factor no more. So you can't be talking about Deshaun Watson. And you know damn sure he wasn't talking about Dylan Gabriel. So who else are you talking about? You're talking about Shedeur Sanders. The only thing that's going to benefit the Cleveland Browns is if they go in the offseason and get them a veteran quarterback to come in. You're not getting none in the draft. You need to draft you some offensive linemen and get you a wide receiver. That's what you need to do. Because this ain't going to cut it. You can't waste no time in thinking about getting a quarterback. And a lot of people that was coming for Andrew Berry's head last year, Andrew Berry's on to something. Andrew Berry's on to something. And this is crazy. And I agree with you, Desmond. They gonna run Kevin out of Atlanta real quick. You know, them people in Atlanta, man, they upset with that hiring. They upset with that hiring. That's what you need. You need an offensive line and wide receivers, man. Because I really don't know how Todd Monken feels about Jerry Jeudy. Now, in the offseason, they got to get a deal done with, David Njoku because he is a free agent. But, Harold Fanning Jr., that's one that you got to keep your eye on because I think that's Shedeur's favorite target. I think that's his favorite target. Atlanta people, hey, Conversations 342. People in Atlanta are hard, man. They hard. Yeah, Judy's a decent receiver. I thought, he was their big play receiver, I thought, but he had a bad year last year. Yeah, they need Cornell Tate. They need a dog, man. They need somebody that got a high catch radius that don't drop balls, man. And Cornell Tate don't drop balls, man. Coming out of Ohio State. He don't drop balls, man. And then the offensive lineman for Miami, Francis Muawi, y'all saw what he did in the national championship run. This guy, he's a stud offensive lineman. He can run block and he can pass block. And for his size, he can get downfield and make plays downfield with his blocking. I think Isaiah Bond could be their deep threat, man. I think he could be their deep threat. But you saying he need Nico Collins because you saw what he did in the Pro Bowl, right? It's a lot of connections out there. It's a lot of things that Shedeur was out there connecting. A lot of people that Shedeur was connecting with. See, a lot of people, man, I saw a rumor about, CeeDee Lamb pissed off because a lot of people trying to recruit, Pickens. Pickens would be big time. Pickens would be big time. Because, Jerry Jones got to spend that money, man, if he want Pickens to come back. And CeeDee Lamb knows that. But, Cleveland needs an overhaul at the wide receiver position and the offensive line, man. It needs the crazy thing about it is with all this stuff that's going on, and the reason why I came on is because you can't go a day without people hating on Shedeur Sanders. And it's in the news for everybody to see. And they will make that a headline. Like ESPN Get Up with Greeny in them. They open their segments up with people basically hating on Shedeur Sanders. Basically, people hating on Shedeur Sanders, man. You had to catch Tim Hasselbach early yesterday morning talking about Shedeur Sanders. If you still had slobber in your mouth at 6 o'clock in the morning, you missed it. Because Tim Hasselbach was on there just saying what he wanted to say. But you can't get nothing past me because I got sources out there that send me stuff. Yeah, that's what Greeny come on so early and he let anybody say anything, man. These guys, they be on so early, they don't even got a chance to brush their teeth and gargle. And they just be saying anything. But I see it all because I got sources that send me all the information, man. My sources are great. My sources ain't letting me down yet. They ain't letting me down yet. And see, when I come on live, the chat, y'all give me information that I go look at and be like, oh man, this would be a nice thing to talk about. Y'all keep me informed as well. But this is what I'm saying, man. It don't a day go by of people coming out hating on Shedeur Sanders. This is crazy work, man. It's crazy. Let me try to find. I want to find what Dan Orlowski said. And I want y'all to listen. I don't know if I still have it because I did a video about it. But I want y'all to just pay close attention to what Dan Orlowski said. Listen.
Well, I think like any position on the team, that's still to be determined. Am I excited about Shedeur? Am I excited about all the quarterbacks in the room? Am I excited to coach this football team? Absolutely. I can't wait for them to get back and for us to get started. When you talk about who's going to lead this team, who has the it factor, who has those characteristics that the team wants to follow and believes in them because the ball's in their hand every down. This game's going to come down to 2-minute situations, 4-minute situations where you've got to be able to execute at a high level.
Okay. All right. Before we get off into what Ryan Clark and Dan Orlowski said, I want y'all to pay close attention to what they're saying. And this right here, this is what pisses me off, guys. This comment up here pisses me off, right? We did a show earlier in the year and we opened up the phone lines. And this, I remember the name, Kay Adams. Or there was a guy, I don't know if this person is talking about the person that came on my live on the phone. And their name was Kay Adams. I'm not talking Kay Adams, you might be talking about the interviewer. But there was somebody in our chat named Kay. He came on my phone and he was hating on Shedeur so bad, we got into it over the phone call. And ever since Shedeur was named the starter of the Cleveland Browns, I haven't seen that guy come on my videos no more. I've never seen him come back in the live. And this is what people do. But let's get off into what Dan Orlowski and Ryan Clark had to say. Take a listen, guys. Pay close attention to what your boy Dan Orlowski had to say.
So we're going to get to what you think Todd Monken should do with this situation, but you noticed something about what he said there that was interesting, Dan.
Well, he only said Shedeur's name. He said all the quarterbacks in the room, but he had previously said Shedeur. Yeah, so everything about Cleveland is okay. What is at least the starting point plan at quarterback? Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, does Deshaun Watson factor into it all? There's 2 first-round picks. I just think it'll be really interesting because this guy, Todd Monken, has had a ton of success in multiple places with offensive football, in multiple different schemes, with multiple different players. I mean, Ladd McConkey was one of the best players in college football at Georgia. Yeah. One of the best. And I know he's a very good pro, but when he talks about playmaker and the ability to have the ball in their hands late in the game, if I was going to say one thing, it would be make it an open competition from day one.
Yeah.
Day one. And let's see if there's not going to be a draft pick. Let's see who the best guy is.
Well, I think that's exactly what you have to do. You have to breed competition in Cleveland. And I don't think Kevin Stefanski was able to do that last year. Sure. It seemed like he was set on doing things a certain way. All of these men have played starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, and they've done it with varying levels of success and failures. You don't know what you have until you've put them in your system, until you run them through what it is to be the quarterback for your team. And you know you won't have necessarily the skilled players and players you need around them early, but if you find that guy, you can now build a team that needs to be built up from a roster standpoint in so many other places.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting because the draft is late April.
Pay attention, guys.
Probably get started with their offseason stuff sometime third week of March or something like that. There's only about a month that Todd Monken can be around these quarterbacks to figure out, okay, are we going to use one of those 2 first-round picks on a quarterback, or are we going, nope, one of those 3 guys is going to be the guy this year?
I think when you start looking at some of these guys in the draft, I don't know if that's what you want to do when you
would be
build
there
a team
when
with skill players.
pick,
with
Thank
2
you.
picks.
It's a good. I mean, it's going to be a dilemma, and how is he really going to know enough about what they do on the field during that period of time?
Yeah, and I would say out of those 3 guys that are there, Deshaun, Shedeur, and Dylan, I just think watching Monken over the years, I would tell you that Shedeur's probably the most equipped to operate the offense that he wants. It's heavy play action.
Now, how fast did Dan Orlowski have a change of heart? See, this Todd Monken hire has caused some confusion, and people are just coming out saying anything now. Because when Kevin Stefanski was there, it was all about Dylan Gabriel. Oh, Dylan Gabriel's this, Dylan Gabriel's that. He's the best option for the Cleveland Browns. He's the best guy to do it. He's the better quarterback out of Shedeur Sanders, Joe Flacco, and Kenny Pickett. But I beg to differ because of the fact it didn't bode that way. It boded that Shedeur Sanders was the better quarterback out of all of them. Now that Todd Monken gets hired, now all of a sudden Dan Orlowski, he has switched, talking about Shedeur Sanders out of all three of these quarterbacks. He is best to run Todd Monken's system. But guys, I want to tell you something. If you're an NFL quarterback, you should be able to run any system. So why come Dylan Gabriel wasn't your favorite to run the Todd Monken system based off of what you said last year? Because you told us that Dylan Gabriel was the better quarterback out of Shedeur Sanders. Dylan Gabriel was head and shoulders over Shedeur Sanders. Dylan Gabriel put out better NFL tape than Shedeur Sanders. See, guys, don't let them confuse you. Don't let them get you caught up in the trick bag. Because if you're an NFL quarterback and that's what you do and that's your job, you should be able to run any system. So why all of a sudden Dylan Gabriel can't run Todd Monken's system over Shedeur Sanders? You just came out and told us that Shedeur Sanders was better equipped to run the Todd Monken system.
I think that's what he does well.
Okay, Monken also did say that Jim Schwartz is an outstanding DC, but declined to comment on his return. So we're still keeping an eye on what they do there.
See, guys, you got to pay close attention to what these guys say. And that's why I say I keep receipts. I can produce a whole show on Dan Orlowski, but I won't do it because y'all already know. This pretty much just summed it up. Because you was telling us last year, oh, man, Dylan Gabriel, he has better IQ than Shedeur Sanders. He's played more college games than Shedeur Sanders. He's more equipped to play the NFL. He has more experience. But now you're telling people that Shedeur Sanders is more equipped to run the Todd Monken system? Why come Dylan Gabriel can't run the system? He's a quarterback. This was the quarterback that you put over Shedeur Sanders last year. This is what I'm saying. So all that hate spears down to all these ex-NFL quarterbacks. Because Hasselbach has no leg to stand on. Like, he was just talking. And I tell people, a pair of lips to say anything. And he was just out there rambling. And Woody try to, piggyback off of him. But we going to get off into Damon Woody. We're going to get off into Damon Woody. And that's what I'm trying to say. If you look at the Cleveland media, G. Bush be eviscerating these guys. That's why G. Bush be going on the couch on UCSS and be giving it to these guys such as Jason Lloyd, Anthony Lima, and Bull. Tyvis, man, man, I have nothing against the dude, man, but sometimes, man, he can get caught up in the trick bag as well. But you got to pay attention to some people because they'll try to slide things in. I see a lot of people in the comment section, talking about RC. RC is RC. RC is gonna stay even keel. RC probably won't let you know what side he's on. That's the thing about RC. RC got a mind frame like y'all not gonna catch him slipping. He gonna be straight down the middle. You don't know what side RC on. Because some of the things I've heard from RC, I'd be like, oh man, I gotta question that. But it is what it is. And that's what I'm saying. Like, these old quarterbacks that come out and say stuff on ESPN, it's like, man, come on, man. Y'all being disingenuous, man. And Hasselbach knew he was being disingenuous because of the fact of what he said. I'm not trying to say this to be demeaning and all that. Yeah, if you wasn't, you wouldn't have used that word. You knew what you was trying to do. You knew exactly what you was trying to do. But it takes smart people like myself to catch up on it, to pick up on stuff like that. Yeah. So it's crazy, man. But hey, it is what it is, man. But you know, that's why I always say, man, when I come on and do these shows, man, I just want to keep it real, man. I just want to call out things that a lot of people might have missed, but I'm going to bring it to the forefront. I just want to bring it to the forefront, man, because this is what we do, man. We've been doing this from day one, man. We've been doing this across the board from day one, man. We've been doing this. I've been defending Shedeur ever since he was at the Truth Academy. I've been defending Shedeur when he went to the HBCU. I've been defending the whole family. Him, Shiloh, and Dion. Then when we went to Colorado, that's when it really took off. The hate that, you know, that Jason Whitlock was putting in on Dion and the family. Charleston White trying to put a bounty out on the Shedeur kids. Man, we've been 10 toes down with the Shedeur family for the longest. I've been watching them when they was on Dion's Family Playbook. Man, I've been supporting them when they stayed 6 miles up the street from me. I mean, I've been doing this. I just didn't wake up one day and say, hey, man, I'm going to talk about Shedeur Sanders. Nah, go look at my catalog. I've been doing this for a minute. I'm not one of them fugazis, man. I ain't nothing to be played with. I'm nothing to be played with. Any news that y'all want on Shedeur Sanders and people that be catching these little quick little subtle jabs with Shedeur, I'm going to pick up on it. And a lot of people say, why are you giving these other channels attention? Why are you giving Jason Whitlock and all them attention? Nah, because if we don't give them attention, they're going to keep on saying the things that they want to say about certain players. And if we standing 10 toes down for these players and we're covering these players, we got to talk about it. That's why I do the things I do. Jason Whitlock, you can't throw no blindfolders over my eyes because I catch on it. Just like a lot of people didn't catch on that Tim Hasselbach stuff. I dropped a video and then all of a sudden I look on YouTube and then I see all these videos out there talking about Tim Hasselbach. That's what I'm saying. When I dropped the video on Dan Orlowski during in the season. After I dropped my video, I see all these people talking about Dan Orlowski. It started trending. When I be talking about, you know, Anthony Lima and all that and Tony Grossi, it's stuff starts trending. I start talking about it the evening of. I wake up during the daytime. They covering it on their show. So, hey, I must be doing something right. I see a lot of people, you know, I got 101 people in here watching, right? I got a few people in here chatting. But I call it, you know, a lot of people that you don't know who's watching, they watching. They watching. 101 people watching me live right now. They understand what I'm doing. And then you got some people interacting with the chat. Got the moderators in here doing their things, keeping it kosher. But you got to understand something. I tell a lot of people, man, I'm sitting here live right now on YouTube. Got 101 people watching, right? And then you got some people chatting, moderators chatting. You got some people putting their chats out there. My girl, Michelle, she donated, sent the super chat because she supports the channel. But then where's all the other people? They just watching. They watching. And what happens when they watch is that gives people ideas on what kind of shows to create content about. That's why people on YouTube are called content creators. Because you create content. You can create content off of anything. You can create content off of sound bites. It's how you present it to your audience. Y'all go and smash the like button, please. Do me a favor, drop a like on the videos, hit the like button. And for everybody that watches all my videos that drop, make sure y'all turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. I know I've been going from the live scene for about a month. I took a week and a half off from dropping videos because I was on a much needed vacation. But now I'm back. Like I told y'all, I got a lot of things we need to catch up on. Hey, appreciate to my man BD Sports 18, Big Dog Sports for the $2 super chat. He said, I'm stealing all your ideas, K-Sap. Hey, it is what it is, man. Knowledge is power. You can have it. You're not stepping on my toes. You got to do what you got to do. You got to present it to your audience. You got to present it to your audience. It's all the way. It's all how you present it. That's why we call content creators, man. That's why YouTube sports media in the YouTube space is huge, because we have a different perspective. We don't have to go off of what our producers tell us. I'm my own producer. Exactly, Trill City. And that's what I be trying to do. I be trying all the negative stuff that they talk about Shedeur. I'm trying to provide positive content about it to give y'all perspective that it don't even have to go down like that. And that's why I wanted to talk about Tim Hasselbach, because you got to know the history on Tim Hasselbach. Another quarterback that failed in the NFL. Another quarterback that had a 4-year run as a backup. He played 7 games in a 4-year span. Y'all think about that. He played 7 years in a 4-year span. He played 7 games in a 4-year span. And for all the people that are coming in late, I ran off the stats early in the show. He played 7 years. He played 4 years, 7 games, threw for 1,017 yards. He had 5 TDs and 7 interceptions. And this is the guy that people saying, oh, he made a valid opinion about Shedeur Sanders. Come on now. Think about that. That is somebody that had a career that failed, and you want to come out and you want to talk about a rookie quarterback going into his 2nd year, talking about he's not the one, he shouldn't be on nobody's NFL roster. All 32 teams think of him as not a quarterback, or he might have a career as holding the clipboard as a backup. This is what Tim Hasselbach said. This is what Tim Hasselbach said. This is what I don't understand, man. And then, like, you go listen to what Todd Monken said about all the traits, the physical attributes, the traits, the personality. We saw that on full display in the Pro Bowl. We saw that on full display when Shedeur Sanders took over the Pro Bowl flag football game. Even though the AFC did not get the win, Shedeur Sanders was the headliner. He was the headliner. Make sure y'all drop a like on the video, man. And when y'all go watch these videos that I drop, when y'all like the video, make sure y'all hype the video up, man. We getting all these videos out there. Because we put Tim Hasselbach on blast on our latest video. And then we put Mary Kay on blast in the video before that. So y'all go and hype them videos up. And then when I came back, I saw G. Bush had Bull damn near in tears on UCSS. So I had to drop a video on that. I had to drop a video on that. Because G. Bush, man. Hey, shout out to G. Bush, man. Prayers up to G. Bush, man. G. Bush is out. He's out dealing with some medical things, man. So speedy recovery to my man G. Bush, man. Wishing you a speedy recovery, man. But this is what I'm saying. Like, G. Bush will go on UCSS and he will cook them all. This is what I'm talking about. A 500-pound man on the radio talking about if I was Shedeur Sanders. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, he talking about if I was Shedeur Sanders, I would have turned down the Pro Bowl. Like G. Bush said, when you talk about fifth rounder, you got to put Pro Bowler by his name. You got to put Pro Bowler by his name. And that's the crazy thing. He did something his dad couldn't do in his rookie year. But y'all want to tell him to turn down the Pro Bowl invitation. It ain't like it was handed to him. The NFL reached out to him. That's what people don't understand. That's what people don't understand. The NFL reached out to Shedeur Sanders, man. Reached out to Shedeur. Well, guys, man, look, we're going to wrap it up, man. We're going to wrap it up. No Diddy. We're going to wrap it up. But I appreciate all the love and support. Appreciate all the 101 people that tuned in tonight. Y'all didn't have to be here, but y'all was here for your boy. Appreciate your support. And if you ain't a member of the channel, man, become a member because, man, look, we going to be cooking. We going to be cooking. So if you're not a member of the channel, I'm going to take 2 minutes because the doors of the church is open to go ahead and join the membership and get this exclusive content and become a member of the Simply Ball Dropping community. And then once you watch these videos on the playback, make sure you hype them up, man. Make sure you hype the videos up. Any videos that I drop, do me a favor, man. Just hype it up. It don't cost nothing to hype a video up, man. Big Dog Sports, whenever you want me on, man, hit me up, man. Whenever you want me on, hit me up. Appreciate you, Trill City. But shout out to all my moderators that came in that was handling business. Shout out to all the people that was in the chat. Shout out to all the people that was hate watching in the back of the pews. But it is what it is. But look, I appreciate all the love and support. And like I've always said, this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.